What if the whole system around you was unfair, where some people lived in palaces while others starved in the streets? This was the reality in 19th century Europe. But out of this unfairness, a powerful idea was born: socialism. And soon, that idea would shake an entire empire: Russia. Section 1. The world before socialism. 18th and early 19th centuries, most of Europe was ruled by kings and emperors. The Industrial Revolution was making some people very rich. But it also created a huge gap between the rich and the working poor. While factory owners enjoyed luxury, workers lived in slums and toiled for hours with barely enough pay to survive. Many thinkers began to question this system. Should a few people own everything while millions suffer? Shouldn't wealth and power be shared more equally? Section 2. Rise of Socialist Ideas, 131 to 230. This led to the rise of socialist ideas. Socialists believed that if people worked together, society could be more fair. Instead of individual ownership, they proposed collective ownership, where resources and profits benefit everyone, not just a few. Some, like Robert Owen, wanted peaceful change through cooperation. Others, like Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, believed that the only way to end injustice was through revolution. Section 3. Marx's Vision, 231 to 315. Karl Marx argued that history was shaped by class struggle. He said the working class, or the proletariat, was being exploited by the owners, or the bourgeoisie. His vision was clear. The workers would rise, overthrow the capitalists, and build a society where everyone was equal and shared everything. This idea would go on to inspire revolutions across the world, but its biggest impact was in Russia. Section 4. Conditions in Russia, 316 to 410. In the early 20th century, Russia was a massive empire ruled by Tsar Nicholas II, an absolute monarch. Most Russians were poor farmers and there was little industry. People had no voice in the government, and any form of protest was crushed. While other parts of Europe were changing, Russia stayed behind, socially, politically, and economically. This created a lot of tension among workers, peasants, and even intellectuals. Section 5. The 1905 Revolution, 411 to 5. In 1905, tensions exploded. Workers marched to the Tsar's palace demanding better conditions. But instead of listening, the government opened fire, killing hundreds. This event became known as Bloody Sunday, and it changed everything. Anger spread across the country. Workers began forming Soviets, local councils to organize themselves. Though the Tsar promised reforms, little actually changed. Section 6. Russia in World War I, 501 to 5050. Then came World War I. Russia joined the war but wasn't prepared. Soldiers lacked weapons, food was scarce, and morale was low. As millions died in battle and people starved at home, the Tsar's popularity collapsed. People were desperate. They didn't just want change, they needed a revolution. Section 7. The February Revolution, 551 to 645. In February 1917, protests broke out in Petrograd, now St. Petersburg, Petersburg. Workers went on strike, soldiers refused to fire on the crowd, and the Tsar was forced to abdicate. A provisional government was formed, but it was weak and didn't withdraw from the war or improve conditions. In the background, the Bolsheviks, a radical socialist group led by Vladimir Lenin, were gaining power.